There is never a right time to do things. Time is always right.
We carry our aura. It's not like changing clothes. It is with us throughout our life.
You will be the most wanted at one point of time, and at one point of time, you will not be the most wanted.
Congratulations to you and Unschool's team for the collaboration with Sharjah Cricket Stadium.
When youngsters break the norm and try and do something different, should always be encouraged.
Can you tell us like few spiritual practices that you do for your peace, calm, alignment with yourself? Hi everyone, welcome to yet another episode of Boss Talks with Mohsinaa Ahmad. Today, we are honored to welcome a true multifaceted leader who seamlessly bridges the world of technology, sports, and spiritual wisdom, Ramessh Ramakrishnann. With over 3 decades of global experience in banking, finance, and technology, Ramesh has transformed from a corporate leader to a holistic mentor who is redefining leadership, especially in the field of sports. An alumni of IIM Indore with specialization in banking, insurance, and international foreign trade, he is not just a techno-functional leader, but a visionary who's mentored some of India's most celebrated athletes. His collaboration with sporting icons like Dinesh Karthik, Ashwin Ravichandran, and Deepika Pallikal demonstrates his unique ability to nurture talent beyond traditional boundaries. As a mentor to Leap Sports and Unschool, Ramesh embodies the perfect fusion of strategic thinking and spiritual insight. He is defining to the fact that true leadership transcends professional silos, connecting technologies, wellness, and human potential. Hi Ramesh, welcome to my show Boss Talks. It's an honor to have you in my show.
Hi, Mohsinaa. Pleasure talking to you.
Ramesh, can you tell me your transition from a corporate CIO to mentoring at the Unschool? How did this happen? When did you decide on this?
I've always believed there is never a right time to do things. Time is always right, and it's all how we look at life and circumstances around us. Your passion always keeps burning inside, but sometimes you take profession for a variety of reasons. But the passion is something which will keep burning inside. So at any point of time, it will keep coming and going. But at some point of time in life, you say, okay, I'm done and this is fine. And now let's do something new. But for that to do, obviously, you need to be well prepared because any change is not easy. Any change after being in a profession for more than 3 decades and then looking at new things is also not an easy thing to do. For me, my spiritual journey has helped me a lot. And I've always believed in meditation. And my mantra is very simple. When you have power and position, do as much as good as you can without any expectations. In leadership, I always say this, there's never a right or wrong decision. You take decisions at that point of time, what is right for you, for the organization, or for whatever people. There's so many aspects. But the moment you feel convinced that's the right thing to do, just go after it. And don't worry about it because the intent is positive. Sometimes it may go this way, sometimes it may go that way. And you will always have challenges because not everyone thinks the same way. Respect it. Anyone, for my critics, I love them the most. I'm always grateful to them. Whatever I am today, it's because of them. And people who have always supported, who have understood you well, will be always there for you. My spiritual journey has helped me a lot in my corporate career.
Because you're nurturing future talent. It's a thankless job. It is also a selfless job, You don't know what the outcome will be, but at the same time, you keep going with the hope that, the person benefits from what you are telling them. Okay. So can you tell me in this journey, corporate life is a very, very secure life and you were in a C-suite position. So you left that. The spiritual journey helped you. But at the same time, how did the courage come?
One thing which I've always believed in my corporate journey across 9 countries is there is no tomorrow. There is nothing called security. And in any corporate space, the higher you go, no one is going to be working permanently and no one is eternal in any organization. You will be the most wanted at one point of time, and at one point of time, you will not be the most wanted. So I always say there is no hard feelings here. And there's nothing called security. So there is no tomorrow for me. If you can do something today, better do it today. The outcome is not under your control. See, even if you do a great job, wonderful things, if it doesn't go well, you'll still be criticized and you'll be put through a scanner. These things happen. Or sometimes you do a sort of a mediocre job that may come out very well, and you will see these are not under your control. See, don't worry about what the result is. You do what is right, and you do what you think is beneficial for the wider good. And you're blessed to be in that space because not everyone is in that space, not everyone will have that exposure, not everyone will have that experience. And mostly, not everyone will have the courage. That doesn't mean that you have to be pessimistic. Stay optimistic, do what you can, and move on.
First of all, congratulations to you and Unschool's team for the collaboration that you had with Sharjah Cricket Stadium. Could you share your vision for how this collaboration will shape the next generation of sports?
Why I've given so much of preference to Unschool is even in my LinkedIn, I mentioned only Unschool, though I've been working with a lot of other people, many other CEOs, and many other projects which are also 88. I've not mentioned about them for a fact because Unschool is something, it's a very unique concept. It's been run by a very young entrepreneur who did his sports management in Australia and he's come back, a young couple, they wanted to just revolutionize the strength and conditioning industry. They wanted to do something different. For me, when youngsters break the norm and try and do something different, should always be encouraged. Sharjah cricket is something which is very close to my heart, and I always believe in working with lovely people, good people, people who are able to reciprocate and understand each other. In that context, Sharjah cricket, they've got some fantastic young, dynamic, energetic people. And whenever I go there, I feel at home. And for me, that's where cricket started for pretty much for the Middle East. And that's where cricket was born here. That's where it all started. One day I was in Sharjah cricket. I was talking to Shiva, who's the CEO in Khalaf, Qatar, just talking, why can't we try and do something? Because in this region, why can't we bring that awareness of strength and conditioning, what sports can does to you? It's not just you need to play a sport. It's beyond that. How we can contribute in generating more and more knowledgeable certified trainers out so that they go and pass on the good things about wellness, lifestyle, to the wider. Moment you do that, obviously you have a better society around you. When you have a fit society, see, beyond that, God's will, if something happens, that's not within our control. But at least we do what is right to make sure that we aspire for a good lifestyle, a good thought process. You can't start at a better place than Sharjah because that's where all one sport has evolved in this region. Its birth was that place. It's very iconic. So I thought, why can't we collaborate these two brands? Everyone felt the synergies when we all met in person, we all were speaking the same language. So that time, obviously, I'm a big believer in intuition. My intuition was so I say we've done the right thing, and this is going to be a game changer, and this is going to have a positive impact on the wider society. Obviously, it's a business model, but there is also a social message there, and both of them are close to my heart. Unschool and Sharjah. So I was very happy, and I wouldn't have expected a better start for 2025, to be brutally honest.
You said that sports is very close to you because sports teaches that if you win you also lose. It's absolutely fine. Okay. And you have given so much importance to human potential. Can you tell us few attributes of human potential which are very universal?
See, in general, when you talk about human potential, I always subscribe to the philosophy. Sometimes, you know what, when you work in an organization, they say this person is bad, this person is good, this person is not up to the mark, this person is way beyond. Everyone are in their own journey, especially when you are a leader and when you're a management position. For me, everyone are the same and everyone are good, but everyone has strengths and weaknesses. So
Right.
my job is actually to try and understand where the strengths lie. For you to explore human potential, you should be ready to test and fail, or sometimes you succeed. Because today, what people think is if I fail, I lose my job. If you lose your job, you'll get another job. So there's nothing to crib there. So, but you should be ready, and that's why I always tell human potential. I look at the strengths and I tell people, see, work on this. Build something, be your own brand. I've seen many leaders being egoistic. Just because the previous leader has done that, I will not do this. Good things should be carried on. And as a leader, if you don't subscribe to what the previous leader has done, then that's where the respect comes in. Fair enough. You do what is right. Because everyone think differently. The way X has thought, I cannot expect I should think like X or Y. That's not fair on my part. So that's why I always say when leaders take decisions, they take decisions at that point of time, what is right. But if you look at 5 years after, someone would come and say that was a bad decision, but no one would put them in that situation 5 years back and then analyze whether that was right or wrong.
Right.
So that is where maturity kicks in. Maturity is God's gift. How many of them are mature enough to put themselves in that situation and analyze? Today, no, because everyone thinks they know everything. They come with that ready-made chip. So you can't blame them. It's okay. So you have to respect people of that sort also. The moment you start fighting around, then you're actually, wasting your energy. That's where I always tell you, believe in creating a positive impact in people around you. If your job is done in A, just move on to B and keep going. Continue the journey, because the wider you spread that impact, the better, the more you evolve in that process. If I just focus on just in one spot, one A, invest one organization, obviously that's people may call it loyalty or whatever that is. But sometimes what happens, you miss the wider exposure. So it's all about this is right or that, not that is wrong. But whatever comes across, you take it and move on. And
True.
that's what I tell people.
The most loyal I think you should be is to yourself.
So you can be charismatic, you can show your class, all these things are fine, but that has to come naturally. That is what you call it as aura and energy. Why aura and energy is so infectious? Because when you are who you are, when you're true to yourself, this is natural. And when you put the egos on your sleeves, that is artificial. That has an expiry date. But the aura and energy, it doesn't have an expiry date. It will stay with you as long as you're like that.
So true, actually, and so enlightening what you just said. We carry our aura. It's not like changing clothes, It is with us throughout our life and beyond sometimes. You have spoken about failures and successes. Was there a point in your life where you felt hopelessness or you have seen someone, going through that process? What is that vulnerability that you faced during that time?
I've faced a lot of insults in my life. Everyone has their own journey. For me, there's nothing bad. When I'm insulted, also, I'm the same. Probably that's a gift because I started at a very young age. I've lived without food and money at times. That taught me life. In fact, that pushed me into meditation to a decent extent. So I wouldn't say it's a bad thing. So it's all how you look at life. Because if I hadn't gone through that situation, I wouldn't have got deeper into meditation. You get insulted, you get humiliated in your life. Why I'm using these terms is everyone will say these things. And you go through testing situations in life. You see people putting you down. But these are experiences which are not there to stay. I'm a fighter basically. If someone says you can't do it, I will not react. I will do it and I'll show it because I always believe in the philosophy or bat or ball should do the talking. And that's why I don't talk much. I don't believe in talking much. You do it in action, you show it and you move on. But for me, family comes first. If anyone talks or touches about the family, I will politely withdraw myself and cut them off because that's not a good source of energy to dip into. Your first commitment is to your family. You have an obligation to your family. So I've had many people, some of them were going through this scrutiny, that scrutiny. I just asked them one question. What is it that you expect? And one said, I don't expect anything. I said, then it's not worth the battle to pick. Go and do better things in life. Because you're putting your energy at the wrong place. You put the same amount of focus energy, you become few miles ahead.
Good advice.
So everyone are at their own level, in their own maturity process curve. So
But I have seen that wisdom and maturity actually don't come just by age. Age is not a factor for this. It comes through life experiences and how you have taken and reacted to those experiences. Well,
exactly.
so this is so true what you have said. It resonates, I'm sure, not just with me, with the viewers and so many people who will watch you. Okay, it will resonate because this is something that people go through and their reaction to it is what makes the difference. Going through a grind is not a bad thing. It's okay. It will polish you. So, Ramesh, before I end this, I would like to ask you one question because I understand that you are a person who's very enlightened. Can you tell us like few spiritual practices that you do for your peace, calm, enlightenment, alignment with yourself?
I would advocate meditation. I know there are various practices. Yoga is there, meditation is there, but I've been doing meditation is because I was a bit fortunate to have been taught right from school, and obviously life also put me into that path at a very young, early age because it took away certain things and it gave me a big, powerful weapon. It took away food and money, and then it gave me a tool called meditation to deal with it, which has helped me through. My only philosophy: start small, scale big. Start simple. Don't put yourself under the grind too much when you start something new. So I wouldn't advocate do half an hour meditation. Start at least for 1 minute. Slowly, gradually increase it to 5 minutes. First, inculcate that habit of doing things. So I always say, believe in yourself, believe in the process, believe in what you're doing. So if you're doing meditation, start small, increase that gradually because you may have you many things to balance. 1 to 3 minutes in the morning or evening. You can sit anywhere and wherever you feel calm in a very silent atmosphere. If you can have that, better, or you can even go to a park. And I also believe in yoga, strength and conditioning, working out in the gym, walking, because I walk daily. Good habits takes over a period of time to evolve, and you need to hold on to it because the breakthrough can come anytime. That's why I'm a big believer in intuition. If my mind says do it, I do it, and I've seen that 9 out of 10, it is always right. It has never let me down.
It's like a guidance from the Almighty to protect us or to direct us in the right direction.
Exactly.
Thank you so much for joining in, Ramesh, and sharing such beautiful wisdom. People, though they know it, I think consciously, but they don't follow it because there's a lot of chaos in Instagram, social media, where all the motivation and all the things are there. But at the same time, people don't know how to filter their thoughts. Like you said, even if somebody is humiliating, somebody is talking about you, just filter it out. To create that filter, you have to go through that inner alignment where you know who you are. So it's an absolutely amazing conversation that we have had.
To be honest, I've always felt very positive, Mohsinaa, but the first time when we spoke, and someone who's inclined, because this is a very good way of looking corporate life, because corporate life is very closely connected with your spiritual journey. Because for me, spiritual journey is, some people may relate it with religion, it's beyond that. More about wiring and rewiring yourself and looking at situations and circumstances, and because realignment always happens, it's a constant evolvement process, mentally and physically. That's what spiritual journey does to you, and that's much needed in a corporate world. And the way you've done the podcast is absolutely amazing, because you can share many things in life, but you should be asked the right questions for you to give the right answers, because that doesn't work well. In that way, I felt this podcast is amazing. You're an amazing human being, and I've always felt very positive because I can feel the aura of people also when I speak. I'm so happy that I'm a part of this podcast and I'm able to share things which will have a wider reach. Truly wish everyone it's helpful for people, and hopefully they take the good things and move forward in life. Thank you so much for joining in, Ramesh.